Hey there guys, long time no see. It has definitely been a while since one of my last videos, as I am now considering myself back, coming back from a very long sabbatical, trying to get my life back in order and try to figure out some things. And I've decided, to kind of dive back into this by starting this new series, Sketch With Me, in which case, it's just going to be sketching, just having fun, creating art for the enjoyment of creating art. And if you'd like to join along, please do so. Grab yourself, a cup of coffee, a drink of your choice, sketch pad, or however you like to create art, and just sit along with me as, either ramble, listen to some music, or, just talk about different things. And this is something that I've been kind of putting off, putting out. It's been kind of a interesting past year or so. But I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to start creating again, start putting stuff out there. Because again, one of the things that I really want to focus on is just creating art for the sake of creating art, just having fun. That's kind of one of the things I really wanted to start doing. And with this new series, Sketch With Me, I decided I really wanted to create a digital sketchbook. Never really done a full digital sketchbook before. Done other sketchbooks in the past, but not an actual digital one. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to really do this. I'm going to start trying to focus on consistently in my spare time each week, creating different spreads for my digital sketchbook just to try to get through one. And for this goal, I think my goal is to complete a 120-page digital sketchbook for the first one, and we'll go from there. And I also started thinking about, too, how I really wanted to approach this sketchbook. So for myself, the very first page of the sketchbook, the one that everyone freaks out about, the one that everyone goes nuts about, I decided that I was just going to slap down some stickers on it. So I made some digital stickers, put those on there, and said, screw it, screw the first page, screw the whole concept of like stressing out about how it looks, and just get past that. So I did. And then for my second and third page here, I decided, you know what? What I want to start doing with my sketchbook is I want to have the page on the left be more of just like ideas, the flowing of ideas, and just trying to figure things out. And then use the right page to kind of maybe do a more refined sketch of some of those ideas. And I even started thinking about like how I really wanted to approach each spread. Instead of just being rambled little doodles, I decided I wanted to kind of have more of a focus. So for this first two page spread here, I decided, I'm going to do skulls. Why not? I like drawing skulls are fun little doodle things I've been doodling around with for a while. And I was like, you know what? I'll just make the first page about skulls. And then, as I've started to think about the future. Now, I will say, as you're watching this here, this is definitely in a time lapse. So pretty much it's about double the speed. On average, I am spending about 30 minutes a page. So for a full spread, about an hour. And sometimes I break that up. Because again, it's not called Spare Time Studios, for for a reason. It's really called that because, again, it's trying to find time to do art in my spare time. Like most of us, I myself have a job, have a family, so, when I can find that free time, be it early in the morning, late in the evening, whenever, I just try to put at least, 30 minutes aside to an hour if I'm lucky to just kind of just have fun creating for no other purpose than just having fun with it. Now, I am curious, guys, as this is a time lapse, I am curious on your thoughts. Did you like the time lapse thing where it's, pretty much cut in half? Or do you prefer more of a full-length video? Now, I will say for the second page that's going to be coming up, the more refined sketch based on the concepts, that one I actually cut down a lot. I mean, that one, again, took me about 30 minutes to do when we get to that point, but I literally cut it down to 5 minutes of a time lapse. So, but again, if you guys prefer more of the lengthy, real-time sketching, let me know in the comments below, and I will start putting those up there. I mean, granted, the video is going to be like an hour, but, if you guys are up for that, I'm down with it too. Granted, I'm going to have to think of things to talk about for an hour, or just play some music. And also, too, I am curious as you guys' thought on what kind of things do you like to draw? Do you guys have, for your sketchbooks, do you guys have themes? Do you have like an emotion maybe, or a specific object you like to draw a lot? I am curious to see what other people, draw. I'm always interested in that because sometimes it can help stem ideas for myself. Now, also, too, you'll notice whenever I'm working in my sketchbooks, be it physical or digital, I usually go with like a color pencil. So in this case, I'm using like a purple, but I've used blues, reds, greens, just to kind of lightly lay down an idea. And then a lot of times I'll end up going back over specific ones with like a marker in a physical sketchbook, or in this case, it'd be like a black. And sometimes with color pencil. And the reason I even use color pencil to begin with is because, you really can't erase color pencil in an actual physical sketchbook. It's kind of hard to erase. So doing that helps prevent me from going in there and erasing things. And even with this digital sketchbook, as I'm going to start doing these, is that I won't be erasing. I won't be doing undo, so you won't ever see me hit Control Z. Also, too, I won't be zooming in and out in the digital sketchbook because I'm kind of trying to treat it as if it was a physical sketchbook. So, and that I think into also helps me just keep from going into the overbearing details, which we all love to do. I love to go into details sometimes, and sometimes I find myself spending too much time with the details and not spending enough time roughing out the concept first. So I feel from zooming in and zooming out, which if I do more of a finalized piece, something that's based off a sketch, then you'll see me doing that. But for these sketch with me episodes, I pretty much won't be doing that. It'll be pretty much a straight image like you see here, and I'll be going that route because, again, this helps prevent me. And I also kind of try to keep, like I said, within a 30-minute range when I'm doing these pages, mainly because that's the time I pretty much have. But also, too, I don't want to, like, hinder myself. So, I mean, if I get really into art, sometimes it will stretch to, like, 45 minutes or something like that if I'm really having fun doodling or sketching, or I find myself with some extra time. So that is always a joy. Also, too, as I'm going through all this, with being away on my sabbatical and that, really kind of analyzing my life and what I want to do with my art and stuff, I've kind of come to the conclusion I want to kind of do a reboot on pretty much everything that was spare time. So be it my Facebook page, be it Instagram, be it YouTube or the website, I'm just kind of really refocusing it. Because again, I really want the theme of it to be, just having fun doing art in your spare time. And that's kind of where I'm going with this in general. I mean, I will be trying to post at least 2 videos a week is going to be my kind of my goal. Though these first ones are maybe more in the beginning because a lot of these sketchbook things I had started a couple months ago. I had started doing this and recording this, and it's just taken me forever to get up the courage to kind of start posting again. I mean, as we all deal with self-doubt and thoughts, that's kind of where I've been. Kind of like even like dealing with the whole concept of imposter syndrome, or just having some really down moments over the past years, because a lot of things have happened in my life over the past couple of years that have kind of really brought me down. But as I've been getting myself built back up and getting myself feeling better about things and refocusing on what's important and what I really enjoy doing, has led me to this point to really starting trying to repost again and just really have fun with it. And that too, as I start doing these videos more and more and more, I will start trying to do more fun little animation things with it, because that's something I've always had a passion to do, but have never really done. Like most of us, we have things that, man, I really want to do this, but we've never really done it. And that for me is animation. I really always wanted to dive into doing animation. Funny enough, it's really what I went to college for back in the day. But even after college, I never really got into it. I ended up doing more design work than I did animation. The little bit of animation I ever did was very minimal, but it was more doing design work for like designing like little props or icons. I have done a crud ton of icons over my career. And then as my actual job goes, I kind of moved away from that world and moved more into the marketing world for companies. And I kind of want to get back into creating fun stuff, but I want to create fun stuff that I want to create. That's another reason too. If you ever saw me on freelance a couple years ago, I was doing freelance on Fiverr, and I even did it on Upwork for a little bit. In which point I was creating a lot of freelance art for people, and again, it was always like icons and stuff like that. And I just got to a point that it was fun, but it was to an extent, but it kind of got exhausting doing that on top of my job. And then, yeah, I was making some extra cash, not really that much because I don't know how to charge for my services. I am horrible at that. I always undercharge myself. But I found myself again doing so much artwork for other people, and never finding that time to fulfill my own enjoyment of art. You know, the kind of art that you do when you're younger, before you go into college, before you go out into the work field, the kind of art you just have fun creating, that like you just enjoy, like you just cannot wait to sit down and doodle out this idea or think about it. And I think that's kind of where I'm going with all this, is kind of getting back into that mind frame. So as I was doing the sketch here with the skulls, I was having a blast. It was just so much fun. I had some music playing on some headphones while I was doodling, and I recommend that highly to anybody. If you're going to be sketching in your sketchbook or whatever, grab some headphones, or earbuds, whatever, and put on some music that's going to kind of like go with whatever you're doing. So like sometimes if I'm drawing like skulls or like medieval stuff, I will listen to music that kind of correlates with that. So, for example, if I want something to have like a grungy, hardcore look, I may be listening to some metal or some punk, or, you know, some kind of, maybe I find like a lofi, whatever it is, like sound clip of like D&D bar music, just to kind of like have fun with it. And then if I'm drawing something that's more fanciful and happy and elegant, I may listen to some classical or something that has more of that tone to it, something that kind of helps push those ideas out more and more and more. And that too, guys, like as I kind of start to do this more and more and grow things, I am always up for you guys' feedback on like what you're liking about these videos, what you're not liking about these videos, so I can maybe try some things out, put some things out there to see what, you know, kind of goes with what you guys. And I'm always, like I said, curious. I'm going to be trying to post more on like what I'm working on, just for the fun of it, on Instagram. And again, maybe I'll even start doing stuff in the YouTube community. We'll see. Again, it's going to be a slow process, but you know, again, I just want to have fun with this and maybe make some cool art connections along the way. And I think that's kind of where I'm at. And two, I will say, as I've been doing this stuff, it has been really interesting seeing my children, as they are now getting older, dive into this with me, and they really enjoy watching me do these things, and they want to sit down and draw with me. So there are times where, you know, I'm not on here and my spare time is used with my kids as we sit down and we just pull out a piece of paper on the table and we just start drawing stuff. And it's y'all, you know, very simplistic stuff with the kids, but it's really fun. And I really think that's what, for me, art should be. I want it to me, if it makes me money, great. If I can make some extra cash doing what I want to do, then that's phenomenal. But I am no longer going to be seeking out for the idea of doing art really for others, like in that aspect. I mean, granted, I may make a, you know, card for a family member or something for their birthday, but again, not for the purpose of, I guess commercial art would be the way to put it. Like, if it doesn't interest me to do, then I'm just not going to do it. I mean, I have a normal full-time job, and that takes up a lot of my time, and I would rather spend my little bit of free time I get having fun creating something for myself. And, you know, guys, if you are liking this video, you know, please give me a thumbs up. Just kind of me, it lets me know. And if you want to keep up to date with stuff that I'm putting out there, you can always subscribe to the channel. Either way, I'm just having fun doing this, so we'll see where it goes, essentially. Ooh, I need a sip of my coffee, though. Coffee. Now, I am definitely a coffee drinker, so I don't know what you guys' drink of choice is. I'm always curious about that with people, too. Some of these videos that you'll see me as I'm doing them, a lot of them lately, weird enough, have been late at night during the week, but have been early in the morning during the weekends, because I get up for work pretty early, so the kind of nighttime. But the problem with nighttime for me is, at that point, my brain is done. Like, I'm mentally shot by the end of the day with work stuff and then, you know, family stuff, and at that point you're just exhausted. So usually for me, I kind of try to do more early morning stuff. I'd be curious at what is y'all's peak time. For me, my peak creative time is definitely first thing. If I can get up, get the coffee brewed, jump on, I can be pretty much good to go because I don't have the stresses of life nailing me down. All right, so as we are in this video, so now I am on the right page, in which again I am now going to take some of the ideas from the left to kind of create a final image, or I don't want to say final image, more of a refined sketch on the side. And again, keeping really loose with this, not erasing, just playing around with it. And obviously, since it's skulls on the left, I'm going to probably do end up doing some kind of skull on the right. And again, too, I mean, I do have like the next several videos kind of already either done or planned out. But again, if you guys have anything that you'd like to see me draw or whatever, I am curious. I mean, if I feel like doing it, I'll do it. But I am always curious because sometimes I myself run out of ideas. You know, I have some things and I'm like, oh, I never thought about drawing that or whatever. Now, granted, I do not draw existing OCs, so pretty much I'm not going to end up drawing like Mickey Mouse or anything like that. Pretty much I draw things or things that are not copyrighted. So I will not be drawing any existing characters that already are out there. But if you're like, hey, draw, I don't know, like furniture or buildings or whatever, sure, I'll give that a shot. And two, as I'm doing these, if you guys would like to see a tutorial video on how I go about drawing this, I have no problem doing that, because in my mind it can double as me doing that for my kids. So if you guys are like, hey man, could you put out a tutorial video on how to draw skulls? Or yeah, sure, why not? I have no problem going over that. Or anything that you see me kind of draw or go into, I have no problem doing that. Now for my next video, it will be on doing like wizard props. So it's going to be doing like kind of like Dungeons Dragons kind of concept, I guess. But, you know, just something more object based. So that'll be the next video. And we'll see when that gets released. Like I said, it may get released tomorrow. I at this moment, I don't know, as I'm still recording the audio for some of these videos right now, as I already have made. I'm also chopping them down. Anyone who's ever done any kind of video stuff, you've learned real quick that I feel like it's easier to record it than it is to edit it. Like I feel like it takes more time to edit it than it does to actually record it. Because record, I just hit the record button and do my thing. Boom, done. 30 minutes to an hour, I'm done. But editing is cutting out like the big long pauses I had, because again, that's something you don't see even with the time lapses. I cut down the big long pauses, because every point I'll be sketching and doodling, and my kids will come up and ask me a question, or one of them will get out of bed in the middle of the night and have to go put them back to bed. So there's those incidences where things happen that you don't ever really see on these. So even with the real time one, yes, it will be real time, but if you guys so want me to start posting those, so it would be more of like a 30-minute video for like one page. But there will still be points where I cut out because there's these long pauses of where it's like, crap, I gotta put my pencil down, I gotta go take care of this, and then I'll come back and start it up again. But I'll cut those out. But even still, with that said, even with those pauses cut out, my average time per page is roughly around 30 to 45 minutes. And that too, I think one of the other things I may start to dive into is, as I've been going through some of these sketches, I kind of got some of these videos pre-recorded. I thought about maybe going back to some old sketches I've done in the past, and maybe redoing those in a separate kind of like playlist series here on YouTube, just to kind of say, okay, dude, this is where we all start out at, man. We all started at one point, and we can easily go back and look at some of the stuff we did, rethink it, re-improve it. And I always thought that'd be fun to do, because I haven't really done that. I've always just kind of done things, get past it, move forward, do the next thing. So we'll kind of definitely see how these end up and work out. But yeah, guys, as it's getting wrapped up here, as I'm inking this one on this side here, I just want to say, again, thanks for watching for sure. And again, if you guys have any suggestions on things or things I can do to improve some of these videos, again, right now I will say my audio is recorded with my phone at the moment. I don't have a separate mic to do this, so I'm just using my phone and then overlaying my phone using DaVinci Resolve to kind of do it. But I am always curious on your guys' thoughts or things you want to see. But yeah, guys, as it's closing out here, again, one more time, thanks for watching. Again, if you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos when they release, hit the subscribe button. And until the next video, guys, see you later.